Are you? I'm the first one up at the mic, so I thought I would check it. Am I good? All right.
So good.
Well, I work in production, so I'm
Very good.
familiar. That's why I'm up here early because I'm speaking. I'm the appeal person today. Yeah. Are you good at the same height as I am? I think so. We're pretty much the same height.
I'm bigger than you, ma'am.
Yeah. I don't really want it to block. Okay, yes. Now you're telling me.
Go ahead and turn our little fella on here. Oh, okay.
Good morning, friends. Just as a point, good morning, friends. We're going to get started in a few minutes. Traffic is terrible, so we're going to delay for just a few moments to allow people to arrive in comfort. And the other thing I want to invite is to come close. These first rows are not scary, and there is something so beautiful about really being able to hear each other. So if we want to kind of create a circle or an oval that is these front rows so that we can really tune into each other, the invitation is to come close.
I want to say the housekeeping stuff a little bit before you start.
Yeah.
To give that space, but I'd like some more people to hear me.
We'll give it another. Yeah. What's the prayer for putting on towels? What's the prayer for putting on towels?
Sounds amazing.
I don't know. We'll do it for a while, but I'm not gonna repeat the Avinu Malkeinu. I'm gonna go straight into the Avinu Malkeinu.
This is so much of my
Avinu
dreams.
Malkeinu.
Yay! Thank you for being bold and
Yeah.
brave and wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
And what is your name? Hi, Bethany. I'm Mackenzie. Not dying.
Yeah, that's right. They'll do a rocker. Avinu Malkeinu.
Then companies retire your name next year, so maybe you can change the name to Hidden Companies.
Yeah, no one will know. Yeah, I noticed they are.
Yeah.
amazing. It is. It's a miracle, though. Do you need
Should
a
not.
piece
Well, it helps if you turn it on.
of paper, or is it in? Maybe it's in here.
It helps to turn your mic on. Shanat Tova. Hi guys, I am Sherry Cornett. I'm your safety chair with a couple of little housekeeping items. One is we have some greeters. We have lanyards on. If you have any questions, need any assistance, please don't hesitate. Grab one of us. We're all around. Secondly, we have emergency exits out of this sanctuary, one on either side of the bima here. And if you go back through the doors you came in, any exterior exit will open for you.
Continue to talk amongst yourselves. We're just, moving furniture. We decided to switch. This chair's so much better.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah. Duh, we have chairs. How you doing?
I'm great. I feel very relaxed.
Good.
But I'm not the heavy lifter here.
We all are. Rachel. Good thing all these cups have lids, right? That's the whole.
We'll wait for Rebecca. What is Greg's wife's name? Do you know? Rachel.
As you arrive, we invite you to come in close. Come to our front rows, to our second rows, our third rows, so that we can really rejoice in each other's voices and tune in. There are still seats in the front row. There are still seats in the front row, Faith.
Please come on up.
Just kidding. Come on up. Yeah, come in close.
This is a group experience. Please join us.
And we always pick the people in the back row for the vocal solos. So
We need the rabbi.
We don't, actually.
You hear what I said, Rob? I'll just give you the Mode note when you're ready for it.
Okay. We're doing the Nigun first, though.
What?
We have Nigun first.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay. Let me hear it right now.
Oh.
Give it to me now.
It'd be weird if he's not here.
I agree, but
Sherry Cornett. Sherry Cornett.
welcome. Thank you so much. This was such a good idea. I know, right? So much help. I have a bad, my knee is really bad.
Oh, here he is.
There he is.
Where did that handheld microphone go?
Welcome us.
Then I'll be like standing up. I want to stand above you. Is this on?
There was a
There's a mic.
handheld somewhere.
There's a handhold. Oh, there's my headset.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. So, yesterday we had lots of words. Yeah, words upon words upon words. That's a big book. 1,200 pages or so. Yeah. It's like a David Foster Wallace novel, except it's all about us doing repair. So, sometimes the words can crowd out the spirit. And we feel like we have to keep up. Oh, if I'm not getting it right, am I really going to be in the book? The big book, right? And so what we've got today is this real, and I have not taken part in this before, so I'm really excited too. What if we boil down, these big ideas that have so many words? What if we boil them down to the essence? And we repeat those words over and over again. And maybe this works on a level that's not conscious. Maybe parts of our heart and our soul hear these words in ways that our brains weren't hearing them.
Yeah, not right
That's
now.
yours.
Appreciate that.
Good to have.
You're good.
Yeah, that's good.
Ave Maria, that's so strange.
It's a
Wow.
beautiful song.
It's going to be great.
Rabbi,
No,
it's
it's not there.
Ave Miriam.
Ave Maria. Ave Maria. We'll get on that. So let's see what happens here. Let's just be open to when the words that repeat and they become like water slowly wearing away at a hard stone without even noticing it. Let's see where the words take us. I'm so excited for this, and I thank these four remarkable neshamas, these four amazing souls, for bringing this to us. Good Yantiv, Chag Sameach, Happy New Year. Welcome to our chanting path into 5783.
There'll be more words later as we begin the process of arrival. Just allow yourself to settle in, feeling your body on your chair, and just become present to the chant and to the silence after the chant as well. Elohai Neshama Shenata Tabi
Kale, 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 Kavod Malchutecha Aleinu, Kale, Kale.
Every day, creation is renewed. Wake up and see unfolding in the spreading light of dawn, the world and all it contains coming into being, new, fresh, filled with divine goodness and love. Every day, creation is renewed. Reflected in the great lights, we see a new day, one precious day, eternity. I'm working on not crying right now. To be, oh, well, just forget it. I looked at Shelley, and thus I'm going to cry. To be here with you all, feeling the resonance of our voices. Oh, it's been so long. It has been so long. What a gift.
It's the day we are together again.
It is the day we are chanting together again. My name is Mackenzie Wren. My pronouns are she and her. So honored to be here with my friends, my co-leaders, Rebecca Leary Safon, Rob Kistenberg, Ruben Haller, and of course Rabbi Mike Rothbaum, who says he doesn't have anything to do with this, but does really. What an honor. So I know that many of you are longtime chanters, and for some it may be your first chant service. Yesterday, Will made mention of all that Gayanne Guerin brought to CBH, and today is another one of her immense legacies. We joked that it takes 4 of us to make 3/4 of a Gayanne, but we, of course, are bringing our own way of moving through this, co-creating with you all. Of course, we also give gratitude to Rabbi Josh, who helped create this as well. So it's our honor to lead it and to continue this practice with you all. And so as we move through the chants, we invite you to bring your one precious voice to the community of voices. One of my favorite sayings is a Zimbabwean proverb: if you can walk, you can dance, and if you can talk, you can sing. Right? So this is a space for all of us. Sing softly, sing loudly, but please do sing. We'll repeat the chants a goodly number of times as we have done in this opening. Joey Weisenberg says you need to sing a chant 100 times. We probably won't make that. And that's actually before you move into harmonizing. Exactly. So, but this is the invitation: as soon as you feel ready, bring your harmonizing beauty, bring your melodious beauty, bring your chaotic beauty, make your own way through this, because it takes all of our voices to create this. We are co-creating with you, listening and responding, and you are co-creating with us as well. So settle in, sink into repetition, explore, and travel new paths. Y'all come closer, so you're good. I don't need to say that again. So we're together again, as Rob just said, and being close, as I said before, allows us to feel the resonances in our bodies as we vibrate off each other, right? So. And as I said before, we'll hold the chant, hold the silence after the chant is finished, and feel it shimmer, because the chant and our voices shimmer in both our hearts and our minds. And finally, notice your body. Relax your jaw. All right, relax your jaw. Your shoulders, open your hands, and let it flow.
Lauren, relax your shoulder.
A little bit more talking. So those of us who were present at Rosh Hashanah and yesterday, inspired by the stories of hope, of radical hope, of being renewed, and of working for change even when the outcome is not given. So today, as Rabbi Mike invited us, this is about fewer words, but really sinking deeply into what does hope feel like. So we'll be traveling an arc of hope, and we're centering soul renewal. Right? So the cultivation of hope, anchoring it in joy and fervor, right? And of conviction. And so we want to get our buckets filled, our souls filled for the work of marching and voting and organizing and all those things that we do every day. So this is the time where we're drinking so that we can pour and continue to drink as we pour. And so I'm going to throw my co-leaders a little bit for a loop, because I forgot to mention this morning. But it was actually Amy Lighthill who gave me this idea. But many of you all know this. And where is that handheld mic? Where did that travel off to?
You can, yeah, you can take this one.
So I invite you to rise in body or spirit for This next chant, which again is not on your chant sheet because I'm throwing my co-leaders for a loop, but we can thank Amy Lighthill for this. Right. So it's simple. I'm inviting you to loosen, right? Loosen. Find your body, and loosen, baby, as we sing the words of Ali Halpert. And we'll sing the first part a couple of times. So let this be your morning stretch, your morning dance, your morning release, and let us set the tone for hopefulness by being fully present in our exquisite dance, our miraculous bodies. And when we have come to a natural close, we'll find our seat together and move into the next chant. So I actually need some space here. Yeah, here we go. All right. Take a deep breath. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world's in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Repeat that again. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Holy breath and holy name, will you ease this pain? Holy breath and holy name, will you ease this pain?
Please be seated. And I'll just add that we're delighted to have the folks on Zoom as well. And as much as we are happy to be able to hear our voices together, the folks on Zoom, please sing, dance in your space, and we hear you. We hear you. Chazak v'yametz libecha, Chazak v'yametz libecha, Chazak v'yametz libecha, v'kaveh el Adonai, Chazak v'yametz libecha, Chazak v'yametz libecha, Chazak v'yametz libecha, v'kaveh el Adonai, Chazak v'yametz libecha, Chazak v'yametz libecha, Chazak v'yametz libecha, v'kaveh el Adonai, Chazak v'yametz libecha,
dee dum dum 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 dee dum dee dum 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 dee dum dum dee dum dum dee dum dum dee dum dum
So much gratitude for your voices. We're going to move into a meditation, a metta meditation. Metta is the Pali word for chesed, loving kindness. And in a metta meditation, we will repeat some phrases. And these phrases we wish for ourselves, for others. And for this Rosh Hashanah meditation, we'll first show self-compassion and forgiveness for ourselves. And then we'll bring to mind someone with whom we've had a conflict this year, someone who may need our forgiveness, or someone who needs to forgive us, someone to whom we owe an apology. And finally, we will hold the entire world in our hearts so that we may all be inscribed in the book of life. So begin by feeling your feet on the ground and your bottom in your seat. Let your hands rest in your lap. Becoming really aware of your sensory environment. Noticing what you feel. Eyes open or closed, what do you see? And what can you hear in this resonant space? We will move into loving kindness, chesed, feeling it right in the center of our hearts. And as we bring people to mind, really see their faces, feel their humanity, their love energy. If you'd like, bring one hand to your heart. And I'll repeat these phrases. You can hear them in your head. You can say them softly to yourself. May I sing with love, ahava. May I be compassionate, rachum. May I live in loving kindness, chesed. May I see peace, shalom. And if you'd like, bring both hands to your heart and begin to bring to mind someone you need to forgive or someone you owe an apology to, someone with whom you've had some conflict. Bring their face to mind, bring their heart, their humanity. May you sing with love. May you be compassionate. May you live in loving kindness. May you see peace. And now find a way to send energy out. Maybe you open your palms, holding them forward. May all creatures sing with love. May all creatures be compassionate. May all creatures live in loving kindness. May all creatures see peace. Ahava v'racha Shalom. Ahava. Berachamim. Chesed. V'shalom.
Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe. Ishtami to Kadam is Beyak lo tikbe, lo tikbe.
We insist on hope because we made it here today, and there were times in our not too distant past when hope is about what we had and we didn't know when we were going to make it back here. Olam chesed yibaneh. We have some work to do. Ourselves, each other, and God. Olam chesed yibaneh, yadadai, yadai, yadai, yadai. 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 And if I build this world from love, yadadai, yadai, 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 then you must build this world from love. Yadadai, yadai, yadai, yadai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, yadai, 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 then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadai, yadai, yadai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yadadai, yadai, yadai, yadai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yadai, 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 yadai.
So an alternative to our traditional Amidah, we will all rise in body or spirit and take a few moments for personal prayer. Please rise.
And as always, when you are complete, just find your seat again.
those folks out there in Zoom, your speakers work fine. We're just being quiet sometimes.
Love you, Cliff.
Avenu Malkenu, Imenu Malkatenu evokes humility in us who have fallen short, and we've all fallen short in some way. Juxtaposed to the grandeur of creation characterized by king or queen, which I think in the ancient and medieval minds were the apex of grandeur. The highest thing they could think of was a king or a queen, which perhaps I have trouble resonating with, but I realize that stands for grandeur, the grandeur of creation, the sovereignty of the force of goodness and beauty in the world and creation. But still, Eish Tamid, we keep that spark alive in ourselves, even as we've fallen short. We have that spark of creation and grandeur within us as well.
Ruben, hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
Please rise in body or spirit.
Thank you. Imenu Malkatenu. Imenu Malkatenu. Hanenu Vanenu. Imenu Malkatenu. Honenu Vanenu. Kebanu Mahasi. Haseimanu tzedakah v'chesed. Haseimanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Hanenu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Hanenu Va'anenu, Ki ein banu ma'asim, tzedakah v'chesed. Haseimanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu.
We welcome Sharon Bronstein to the front.
Hello, Haverim. Some of you don't know me. Some of you know me only as little squares on a screen. This is how tall I actually am. I joined Bet Haverim a year or two before the pandemic. While I'd been looking for a religious home for a long time, and I'd been bouncing around from synagogue to synagogue, trying out the High Holy Days, trying to figure out where it fit, and including CBH. But I wasn't quite finding what I was looking for as a New York secular Reform Jew. So it wasn't quite right, but I kept coming back. So then I realized that so much of my community, the people that were already my friends, who belonged to synagogues in Atlanta, belonged to CBH. So then I thought, well, I guess I've already got a community that's in a Jewish place. So now, let me see how I can fit into it. So what else would make me feel connected? Music. Some people might have seen me up there singing with the chorus this week, and it's just amazing. It's one of the places, it's one of the ways that CBH welcomes people that nobody else welcomes people. And you hear the music in this room and you're drawn into it, or at least that's where it was for me. For years I sat out there and absorbed the music and thought about it, but always thought, I work too much, I can't do this. I can't go, I'm on the road, I can't possibly commit to something like this. So once I belonged to CBH, I thought about the chorus again and again and again, and I never could make it. And then one day, I talked to Will, the amazing Will, and he said, you can totally join the chorus. A lot of people work hard. People are in all walks of life, and people still sing. They just each have to figure out how it's going to work for them. So I thought, all right, well, let me think about it. The world works in mysterious ways. I'm settling myself into the new community, and the pandemic starts. Shook our world. My travel stopped. Everything stopped, and CBH stepped up and turned everything into digital and made things happen in a way that I never could imagine. Everybody was connected. Who would have imagined that you could support a community under these off-kilter circumstances? I know that that was a big part of how I survived the pandemic. I attended services every Friday night, which is something I'd never done in my life. I lit candles every week. I made friends that I'd never been in the same room with. I mean, that's all kind of amazing. And then I discovered mindful moments and found a way to start my days calmly as the world became increasingly unsettling to me. That's where I learned about chant. Thank you very much. And that helped me to settle, despite the fact that I speak zero Hebrew. At some point, it occurred to me that if I wasn't traveling, I should see about that chorus. So I met with Will, and here I am. The answer was that I could sing alone in my home, joining others' voices with something called Jamulus, and seeing them in Zoom squares. It was a very long time before I actually sang in the room with the people that I'd been seeing on Zoom. And when I finally was able to sing with the chorus, oh my God, it was incredible. So much joy in the midst of an uncertain world. So I'm here today, very grateful to be with you. I found the community along with the music and chanting that I was, knowingly or unknowingly, in need of. And I'm so glad to know you all. Every one of us here is here for our own personal reasons. There are plenty of other places you could be. You could be at work, you could be at the beach, or in the mountains, in another synagogue, or some other spiritual practice. But here you are. Here at the place that I describe as one of the most welcoming and inclusive places that I've ever known. A place that works at ensuring our safety and encourages and supports social justice, as Rabbi Mike laid out very clearly yesterday. A place that has managed through the pandemic to find ways to keep us all connected. We welcomed a new executive director. We welcomed a new rabbi. We have personnel, thank you, and infrastructure in place to support this new digital experience, and we're beginning our search for a new music director. We're in constant forward motion, but all the things I've described cost money. It would be great if we could just exist without having to think about how to pay for things, but that's just not how it works. As I said earlier, for years I sat out there and absorbed the music as a High Holy Days guest. I was always welcome. Nobody's turned away from our doors. I'm asking you today to consider a donation of $360 per adult. Of course, more if you can give more, less if you're not able. Thanks for listening, and please give to CBH as generously as you're comfortable doing. Charity begins at home.
Okay, so we've got an ark. We've got a Torah.
Yeah, and we've got Mackenzie.
This is me? Yeah, it's good.
And we have a rabbi. How
I've
about
got a
that?
headset. Got a rabbi. That's good. This is Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of the Torah, which is going to be, it's going to be different.
It's going to be different. I'll tell you about that after.
And yeah, you're going to hear about it. It's really cool. And I would tell you what page number, but you have books.
Doesn't matter.
Is that right? Doesn't matter. In kamocha Elohim Adonai, ve'en kemahasecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha bechol dor v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch, leolam vaed, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom, av harachamim, Heitiv v'rtzoncha et Zion, tivnech omot Yerushalayim. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Ki v'cha levad batachnu, melech el ram v'nisa, adon olamim. We rise in body or spirit as the ark doors are open. Vayehi ben so ha'aron, vayomer Moshe, Kuma Adonai, ve'afutzu oevecha, ve'anusu misanecha, mipanecha, ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai merushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, b'kedushato. In a moment, we're going to chant the 13 attributes of God, which are from the Torah, except there's one change, the part about God bringing the sins of the ancestors to the descendants somehow disappeared from this list. Yay! And if you've got some challenging ancestors, as we all do, you might be grateful for that. But what can you hear us? What's really fantastic is that even the Torah text, which is so sacred to us, is open to teshuvah. And the rabbis make teshuvah with the text, and we're going to talk about it because we've got another complicated Torah text for this day's reading. So wow, if that's possible, what else is possible? I'm going to do this in English and then, in Hebrew, then in English, and then back in Hebrew again. And think about these, and allow these qualities to come into you, maybe in ways that surprise you. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Nahakei. Adonai, Adonai, God loving and gracious, patient and abundant in kindness and truth, keeping kindness for 1,000 ages, forgiving sin and rebellion and transgression, and making pure. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Nakei. V'ani tefilati Lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim ishecha. And as for me, my prayer is for you. Gentle one, may it be for you a time of desire. O God, in the abundance of your love, respond to me in truth with your help. Vani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim berov chasdecha aneni bemet ishecha. And I think someone's holding a Torah. Is it you? For the first time. Do you want to say a Shehechianu? Yay. Yay. And I'm standing next to you holding a Torah for the first time. So say it together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, for enlivening us and standing us up to touch this amazing moment.
You're making us cry.
Oh my goodness. Do you want to step forward? There's a couple steps here. 1 and 2 and Shema. Should we do Shema? Okay, good. So you repeat after me. This is my bar, okay. So me first, then you. Here we go. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh v'norah Shemo. Echad Eloheinu, Kadosh Adonenu, Kadosh v'norah Shemo. And we're going to bow slightly. Gadlu l'Adonai iti, unerom ma shemo yachdav. And off we go. Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod. Ki kol bashamayim uvaretz, ki kol bashamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlecha v'aminatzeh lechol erosh. Romemu, romemu. Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu, ve'ishtachavu, le'adom raglav kadoshu. Romemu, romemu. Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu, ve'ishtachavu, Lehar Kodsho, Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai, Yai Dai 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 Dai, Yai Dai Dai Dai
da 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 Shikoya. Al Shlosha Devarim. Just get the mantle. Al Shlosha. Thank you, Senor. Al Shlosha Devarim Haolam Omed. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. I'll take it all. Adonam Haolam Omed. Al HaTorah Ve'al Havodah Ve'al Gemilut Chasadim. Al HaTorah Ve'al Havodah Ve'al Gemilut Chasadim. What?
His mandolin,
Oh, the mandolin.
not the Torah. You may be seated. So friends, we've arrived at this moment where we have come to the Torah service. The Torah portion for the second day of Rosh Hashanah is the Akedah, the binding of Isaac, when God puts Abraham to the test and instructs him to sacrifice his son. Abraham does as told, but at the last moment, God intervenes and Abraham sacrifices a ram instead of his son. So that's the familiar story, right? So everything else from here on out is going to look a little bit different. So we are not doing a traditional Torah service. What we are going to do, as we have done before, is group aliyot. So we're going to invite you to come up if the invitation resonates with you. You can come once, you can come twice, you can come all 4 times if you like. The way that a group aliyot works is you come on up, you embrace each other in a community of talitot, you say the blessings, and we have both the traditional and the Reconstructionist blessing. And here's where we go off on a different path. So instead of having somebody lane Torah, we are all laners, and we are going to be chanting one phrase from the Parsha. So for each aliyah, we'll have a different chant. And we all are co-creating this experience. So those of y'all up for an aliyah, everybody who is in their chairs, some of them are familiar, and one of them is new, written just the other day by my beloved Reuben Haller, and one of them, y'all, is an improvisation. Ooh. So.
Is this where the people in the last row get to be the vocal soloist?
Do what now?
The people in the last row get to be the vocal soloist?
Absolutely. Okay. As always, we will have a Mishaberach for those in need of healing while the Torah is out. So, let's return to the Parsha for just a moment so that you can be thinking about where we're going to be going. So, as I said, God commands Abraham to sacrifice his son on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. And God says, Abraham, and what did Abraham answer? Hineni. Thus we come to our first chant, right? I am here. Here I am. And then Abraham said to his servants, you stay here. The boy and I will go up, and there we will worship, and we will return to you. That will form our second chant, which is V'nashuva alechem. And we'll get there. Isaac is bound and placed on the altar, and Abraham raises the knife to slaughter his son. A voice from heaven calls to stop him, saying that it was a test. And the ram, caught in the undergrowth by its horn, is offered in Isaac's place. Abraham named that site Adonai Yireh, God sees. Adonai Yireh will be our third chant, our improvisation. And then our final chant is, I will greatly bless you. For when God says, I will bestow my blessing upon you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars of heaven and the sands on the seashore. So that is how we are going to travel today. We are all chanting Torah. So, here we go. Also, there is the gift of being blessed when you come up for an aliyah. There's a blessing following the aliyah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word. So, Nala Amod, for anyone seeking to move past regrets and fears to live more fully in the present moment, please rise for the first Aliyah. And if everybody rises, that's a beautiful thing. We all come forward for those who are going to be doing the Aliyah. Once again, for anyone seeking to move past regrets and fears to live more fully in the present moment. We've got, yeah, come on up, we're coming up, and we are embracing in the talit. Grab a talis if you don't have one. There's
And I'm going to need someone. Come all around. Come all around. Someone who's got it. Yeah, so someone hold on to the. Yeah. There you go. And anyone who wants to touch. Go ahead, Jackie. Anyone who wants to touch the word Hineni and give the sweet seat a kiss.
Are you wearing a scarf?
Right there, Hineni.
I thought you would bring yours.
That's another one. You'll kiss and let it go. Anyone else? There's plenty of room over here if you want.
Keep on coming up, friends. We are a community making space for each other, clustering in together because we can.
The Torah will allow for infinite kisses. Anyone else want to do a little Hineni situation? Okay. Seems like we're good. All right, now we're... And you, someone hold on tight.
Right,
yeah, there we go.
We've got a traditional up here. Does anybody want to? You're good? Everybody good? You good?
Oh,
okay.
that's a good idea.
All right.
Yeah, and use two hands then. How about that?
As you are ready before chanters.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
I invite you all to take a deep breath up on the bima, and I invite everybody to take a deep breath as we chant Hineni.
Second, seat to the word Hineni and a little kiss. Beauty of this moment. Anyone who wants to get in on this, it's up to you. You could
pass the kiss around.
The transformative power of the Torah kiss. Okay. And what am I holding? That's the after. Oh, here we go. All right, and you how about you hold on to this and I'll get this. Misha Beirach Imotenu Sarah Rivka Varachel Sarah Rivka Leah Varachel Va'avotenu Avraham Yitzhak V'Yaakov. May the one who blessed our ancestors Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob bless you to be able to step into this moment and breathe out whatever regrets and whatever negativity has been holding you back, and whatever old recordings and MP3s and 8-track tapes have been playing in the back of your mind, and say, thank you, you have been useful to me and you've made me protected up until this moment, but you have outlived your usefulness and I don't need you anymore, because what I am stepping into is beautiful and wonderful, and it is a moment made just for me. And we say, Amen. Shkayach. All right. So you're all going to have to fit in this space over here.
Right, so you are welcome to,
No,
a couple
okay.
of y'all
You
to
let it go.
stay up. No, it's not cheating. Yeah. So if just a few people can hang out exactly where Cliff is.
So if you just had the Aliyah, you'll stick around up here. This is the place of honor for the immediate past Aliyah recipient.
Yeah. And again, you can stay or you can return to your seat as you so feel called. Okay, I'll stop pacing back and forth and find my spot.
You're doing great. Beautiful.
Nalamod, for anyone seeking a return to sacred center through the deepening of their spiritual practices. So if you are over on the side and you want to come back around with an intent to deepen your spiritual practice.
Can you just give us another sentence about what that might mean?
So if you are making a commitment to move more closer to your relationship with spiritual practices, with God, with Judaism, with any way that you are walking in the world as a human being, this is the Aliyah for you.
Okay. Which makes sense, because this is where it says, V'nashuva aleichem, we will return to you. So right there, V'nashuva aleichem, if you want to get in here, and a little tzitzit and a kiss. Oh, it's delightful. Anyone else? Okay. One more. Right there, V'nashuva aleichem. Right there, beautiful. Yeah, okay. So, oh, one more? No. So I need somebody to hold on really tight and grab the power of this. Oh, do you feel it? Feel it coursing through you? Okay. Before, that's what I want. Before? Okay, good. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen. And if you could hold on to the right side, it says right there.
This chant is Reb Karlebach tune, Return Again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. One more time. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Vina Shuva, Vina Shuva, Vina Shuva Aleichem. You can fit it in there, it works. Vina Shuva, Vina Shuva,
kissing continues. It's a kiss fest. V'nashuva aleichem. 1, 2, 3. V'nashuva aleichem. And somebody hold on tight. Nice. Amen. Misha Berach. Wait, don't go anywhere yet. Misha Berach Avotenu V'imotenu. May the one who blessed our ancestors, our fathers and our mothers, bless all of you who have come up for this aliyah to find yourself returning to your center, to find that what you thought maybe was outside of you and somebody else's thing, and a thing that some other person who was raised in a different house knew how to do, and something for somebody with a different gender and somebody with a different background. And may you return and find that it was right here in the middle of you, at the core of you. As it says in the Torah, Baficha uvilvavecha lasoto. It is in your mouth and actually in your heart to do it because it's you. May you discover that and be abundantly joyful about that amazing discovery. And we say amen. Shikaya. Okay, and this crew, boarding group A, can now take their seats. We'd like to welcome the CBH Gold members to have the next aliyah. This group stays over here.
So our third aliyah is our improvisation. And so that'll be super fun up on the bima and in the chairs and on Zoom. Because I do expect all of the Zoomers to be joining in as well. So for this one, God sees. God sees. And the invitation, well, I'll sing it first. Na la'amod, for those ready to make a greater commitment to caring for our Mother Earth, please rise for the third aliyah. God sees all of their creation, of God's creation. And that is the wind and the sun and the rain and the mosquitoes and the plagues. And all of us are responsible for caring.
Even palmetto bugs?
Do what?
Even palmetto bugs?
Even palmetto bugs.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
I wasn't going to go there, but you said so. Welcome to the South. Okay. We've got Adonai Yireh. If you want to touch the text and give your tzitzit a kiss. Anyone else want to get in here for a Torah kiss? Adonai Yireh. Okay. All right. Okay. And I need somebody to hold on tight. Can right hand, left hand here? How do you feel about that? Beautiful. And closed.
Oh, closed.
Yep. Just, I have the power. Here we go. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Li'olam Va'ed.
Again, I invite all of us to find our bodies, and even up on the bima, to close your eyes if you are comfortable. And we're going to tune in for a moment, and we're going to co-create something. And we don't know where it's going to be or go. And there is an invitation for rain and wind and thunder and butterflies and palmetto bugs. We're going to find the sounds. And so we're we're going to hold the silence for a moment, and then I'm going to begin with whatever kind of comes to my mind, and we'll build it from there for a few moments. So let's enjoy this beautiful dance on this gorgeous planet and know that God sees. Adonai Yireh, Shekhinah Yireh. Hey, 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 hey.
A kiss to the scroll with your seat. It's all good. And nice and tight, right hand, left hand.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet b'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Mishaberach Dorotenu. May the one who blessed the ancestors of this planet, the ancestors of our people, bless you to be the next guardians, the next link on the chain of protection to love and till and protect this beautiful creation. May, if other people do not see the beauty of God's creation, may you be the one that says, Adonai Yireh, God sees, and if you can't see, I'm going to help you see, my friend. And in the beauty of blessings of this created earth, may you also know deeply that you are among the blessings that God sees. And we say, Amen.
That was amazing, y'all. That was
It
incredible.
was really lovely.
It was really amazing.
I was going to feed the animals. I was like, oh, wait, they're not actually animals.
Jungle noises. Again, some people can hold the space and some people can return to their seats, however you are so called. But
And while the Torah is out, we'd like to say Amisha Berach, healing of body and spirit for all of those in our community and in our world who are in need of healing.
So we'll start the song and then pause in the middle to read some names and have everyone share as they'd like, and then we'll go back into it. And shedding a little light and love on our dear Will Robertson, because this is one of his, with Gay Ann. Misha Beira,
Misha Beira,
Avotenu, Mikor HaChayim, Holy, et ha-cholim, et ha-cholim, et ha-cholim, el na-refana, el na-refana, el na-refana.
Taylor, Martinez Castillejo, Tanya Aiden, Langmar, Sharon Millard, Jerry Falcon, Bob Schwartz, Hillary Power, Roseanne Glick, Ronnie Carlin, Loretta Noon, Bob Noon, Esther Myers, Aya Iwatani Weinroth, Tracy Stern Cox, Richard Adler, Richard Cohen, Jenny Williams Cohen, Sharon Miller, Rosalie Levy, Pippi Lurhi, Naya Brown, Mona Lisa Schultz, Linda Staples, Amy Kraft, Naomi Stauber, Carla Caraballo, Sarah Griscom, Margie Ashraf, Talia Bat Yehudit, Jesse Drawn, Jamie Robertson, Abraham Bosanek, Jeannie Heinzen, Linda Fishman, Nancy Gerber, Scott Gerber, Iris Brinegard Knock, Shauna Brinegard Bialik, Billy Knock, Ann Schley, Peter Bauer, Leslie Bauer, Malcolm Estroff, Tesla Queen, Paul Ferzig, Steve Somers, Alan Brundell, Sharon Kuttner, Janet Harden, Emmy Jordan, Naomi Bach, Greg Lawrence, Lauren Levin, Rebecca Staplewax, Susan Birch, Bet Prestwood, any other names we'd like to add here or on Zoom?
Zane, Rochelle,
Rivka, Sarah, Rachel, Noach, Ben Luba, Shelley, Kleiner, Barry, Lana, Elaine, Byron.
El na-refana, el na-refana, el na-refana, el na-refana, el na
Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, the healer of the sick. And we say Amen.
So we wanted this fourth aliyah to be for anyone seeking a blessing and healing of the body or spirit. Nala Amon. For anyone seeking blessing and healing of body and spirit, please rise for the third aliyah.
Fourth aliyah.
Fourth aliyah. Math was never my strong point. Lost in the trance. And really, for all of us, there's need of body and healing. So let this be for you, whether you rise or not. And this is a double whammy coming off the Misha Berach, where we're all included in that, to rise for intentional blessing and healing of body and spirit. This is Varech Avarechecha.
Varech avarechecha here in the scroll. Translated, and if you want to do a little beautiful. Translated in our text as I shall great bless you, but one of these beautiful doubled verbs in Hebrew, varech avarechecha, which basically means I will blessingly bless you. So anyone else want to get in here for a scroll kiss, or are we good? All right. How about we trade? You hold on tight, and I'll hold this. Here we go. Both hands. Yeah, both hands. It's really, you feel the power? Yeah, that's good. Here we go. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Varech avarechecha. I will bless you with blessings. I will blessingly bless you. That's the good news. This chant has 3 chafs in it. But that's okay. You'll get it. Varech avarechecha. Varech avarechecha, varech avarechecha, varech avarechecha. That's it. Varech avarechecha, varech avarechecha, varech avarechecha, varech avarechecha, varech avarechecha, varech avarechecha, varech avarechecha. Varech avarechecha.
Yeah, one more. Everybody lean. Beautiful. Okay, well, that's okay. So you hold on. And after.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nasan lanu es Torah Chayei olam nata b'socheinu. Baruch atah Adonai, nosei haTorah.
Amen. Misha Berach. Avotenu, V'imotenu, V'dorotenu. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless all of you who have come up for this Aliyah to find quick and complete healing in whatever way is possible from whatever is holding you back from the fullness of who you are. May any learning, any soul integration that needs to happen from the challenges that you are having right now be learned quickly and completely. And may the next time God has a lesson for you, may it be not through any physical suffering, but through maybe, a nice piece of fish and, a beach view. And that should be your lessons learned through whatever makes you happy, it makes your soul sing. And we say Amen.
Amen. So I first want to thank and acknowledge Rachel Kaplan for being our Ark opener and Amy Lighthill for being our Torah carrier. And now please rise, Cliff Trommel to be Hagba and Bill Witherspoon to be Gilila.
Okay. Did we say? Yeah. So Ya'amod. Let's hear. Shmuel Yehoshua ben Lev Shalem Hamagbia. Ya'amod. I can't get the first word, I'm sorry. Guy. Ebenezer. Ben. Miriam. V'Yakov. Hagolel. Please rise. So you got to come way down because the table's low. Okay, so let's open it. Okay. V'zot haTorah asher samoshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai biyad Moshe. Let's go over here. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Torah. And then just roll it, tighten it first. Moshe, make sure it's tight. Torah, 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 Tzivat lanu. Here, you can grab both sides. Here, just wrap it. Here, grab both sides. Torah, 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 Tzivat lanu Moshe. Yisrael ve'oraita, Yisrael chadhu, Yisrael ve'oraita, Yisrael ve'oraita chadhu. Torah, ora, Torah, ora, hallelujah. Torah, ora, Torah, ora, hallelujah. Shkoach. Torah, ora, Torah, ora, hallelujah. Torah, ora, Torah, ora, hallelujah. Yeah. Sure. Sure I can. I tell you what, I will do. I'll do the calling. You could be seated because the Torah's down. And how's this? I'll do the calling if after we blow the shofar, you do another chant so I can use the bathroom. How's that sound? Is that a good plan? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the way it is sometimes. You got to just take care of yourself. You just have to. It's a blessing to have a body. You just have to make sure you help it work. Yeah.
Also, there is a whole table of shofars over there. If anyone feels called to blow a shofar, you're invited.
Yeah, people are going to do that? Well, while people do that, I'll just say that that was really cool. I had no idea what that was going to feel like, and it was really sweet. So yasher koach to our service creators. Really beautiful. God has ascended amid cries of joy. Allah Elohim bitrua Adonai b'kol shofar. The omnipresent one amidst the shofar blast. Sing out to God. Sing out. Sing to the sovereign one. Sing out. For God is sovereign over all the earth. Sing a song of praise. And we're going to rise in body or spirit as the shofar is sounded. This is one of those fantastic things where you can fulfill a mitzvah by not doing anything except being. If you have heard the sound of the shofar, you did it. Go you. Here it comes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lishma kol shofar. Blessed are you, Eternal One, our God, the Sovereign of all worlds, who raises us up to holiness with your mitzvot and has commanded us to hear the shofar sound. Tekiah. Shavarim teruah. Tekiah. Tekiah. Shavarim teruah. Tekiah. Tekiah. Shavarim teruah. Tekiah. Tekiah. Shavarim. Tekiah. Tekiah. Shavarim. Tekiah. Tekiah. Shavarim. Tekiah. Tekiah. Teruah. Tekiah. Tekiah. Teruah. Tekiah. Tekiah. Teruah. Tekiah gedolah. Maybe seated.
No, you remain standing.
Are they standing?
It's
It's a
minute
okay.
here. You
it's a-
go. Yeah, you
so
go.
I'm going.
Yeah. Please, if you want to sit, but if you want to stand. Ashrei Yoshvei, Ashrei Yoshvei V'techa, Ashrei Yoshvei V'techa, Odya Hallelujah, Selah. Ashrei Yoshvei, Ashrei Yoshvei V'techa, Ashrei Yoshvei V'techa, Odya Hallelujah, Selah. I sing for you. I sing for all that's holy and that's true. I sing for all creation, for life and liberation, every day anew. I sing for you. I sing for all that's holy and is true. I sing for all creation, for life and liberation, every day anew. Ashrei Yoshvei, Ashrei
יושבי ביתך, אשרי יושבי ביתך, הודיה הללויה, סלע. אשרי יושבי ביתך, אשרי יושבי ביתך, הודיה הללויה, סלע.
We sing
for us. We sing for all that's holy and is true. We sing for all creation, for life and liberation, every day anew.
We sing until the rabbi comes back.
Until the rabbi comes back, we sing for all that's holy and is true. We sing for all creation, for life and liberation, every day anew. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, Hodye hallelujah, Selah. We sing for you. We sing for all that's holy and is true. We sing for all creation, for life and liberation, every day anew.
Gotta breathe here really soon, Rabbi.
It's good timing.
Yeah.
Maybe seated. I would have been faster. I had to get out of my corset first. Sorry. Good. Okay. Like a butcher, yeah. I'm not selling any meat today. Do folks have the study sheets?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. That's the one.
They were handed out?
They were handed out. Man.
They rained down like manna.
That Greg, he's on it. Is there an extra one somewhere?
There.
That was great. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna do a prayer for Torah study, which is where it says blessing for Torah study, and then I'll talk a little bit about what's happening here. You can see it says words from the morning service and Pirkei Avot, music by my friend and colleague, Rabbi David Paskin. We'll start with some Yadadais, because it's the chanting service, and why not? Yadadai-dai-dai-dai, 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 Yadadai-dai, the same melody. Yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai. Now with the words, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu La'asok b'divrei Torah, La'asok b'divrei Torah, Hafoch ba v'hafoch ba, La'asok b'divrei Torah. Yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai. So, what's up? No, I'm good. I'm good. Want a chair? I think this is better. I think it's better if I stand, right? Or no? We could. The whole Torah study could be just a debate whether I sit or stand. So we were. we, stand on one foot. Okay. Half moon. Yeah. So, well, because we went back and forth, would this be bibliodrama, would be regular Torah study, and I thought it was one, you thought it was one. Here we are in Torah study. So we're looking at the Akedah, and complicated. I was standing, when we did the beautiful, just kind of silent Amidah that wasn't an Amidah, but we were standing, so it was an Amidah, and just over there and enjoying the sun, and then I stepped back, and then I heard the hum or the white noise out of the speakers, because speakers do that, right? And I was like, this could be distracting, but I actually kind of like it, and we use white noise to go to sleep sometimes, and I'm like, my rabbi mind was like, well, this is like maybe something like, this is a metaphor for the Akedah, which is like a complicated story, and we don't really like it, but then maybe there's something there. And so that's my hope, is that this could be a story that feels just, in plain words, yucky and sometimes noisy, but maybe there's some sort of beauty in it. Maybe there is something there for us. I want us to, we handed out the Machzorim, because I just want us to look at, I just want us to confront it, because it's, it ain't easy, this story that the rabbis give us. And not Yom Kippur. So let's go to the crux of what makes it so complicated. Let's go to page 505. The call has already happened, right? This is familiar. You already explained it, yeah. So that God calls Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. And we are going to be in the middle. I'll just read in the middle of page 505. Abraham picked up the wood of the burnt offering and placed it on Yitzchak, his child. And he took the firebrand in his hand and the sacrificial knife, and the two of them went on together. And Yitzchak spoke to Abraham, his father. "Father," said he, I'm here, my son, Hineni. "Behold," he said, "here are the firebrand and the wood, but where's the lamb for the burnt offering?" And Abraham replied, "God will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." And the two of them went on together. V'yelchu shnehem yachdav. On 507, can somebody read where it says third Aliyah on the top of the page? Just anybody.
They came up to the place that God had told him of, and Abraham built there the sacrificial altar. He arranged the wood, and there he bound Yitzhak, his child, and put him on the sacrificial place atop the wood. And he stretched forth his hand and took the sacrificial knife to slay his child. And an angel...
Okay, stop there.
Stop there.
Stop there.
Okay.
Right? You don't want to stop there, right? You don't want to stop there, because we want the better ending, right? We want the angel to come in, right? We're desperately waiting for that angel. Oh boy. But let's stop here with, like you and Jackie, you did it. It just with the hand, with the knife. Yeah? And so we'll start with this. Yeah? That this is a teaching from my teacher from rabbinical school, Ora Horn-Prauser, and she said we've got lots of explanations, generations, centuries of explanations and interpretations, but there's nothing that can take away the terror of that moment. So we're going to talk. I got two sides of a page here. We'll see how far we go with it. There's nothing that takes away that moment, and I just want us to sit with that for a second, and how hard that is. And that the rabbis make us read this on Rosh Hashanah. Okay. So let's take a look at a whole lot of words. can we deal with that feeling? And you've got this on Zoom. We've got the, Abby, we've got the PDF. Great. So here's text from Rabbi Eliezer Milamed, which is a great name for a teacher. It's a teacher. In Pninei Halacha, and the pearls of Halacha, of Jewish teaching. And he says, on the second day we read the story of the binding of Yitzchak, of Isaac, in order to invoke the merit of our ancestors. So there's an answer. If you wanted an answer, then I'll just give you that right away. Here's an answer. Well, just anybody know what he might mean by that? What do we think that means? In order to invoke? Maybe it probably should be evoke. I don't know. Invoke the merit of our ancestors. That's why we read it.
Faithful people.
Faithful people. Say more about that.
Well, because of...
Actually, we should have the handheld. You got it? Thank you. You have it. Yeah, so just so the people on Zoom can hear you.
The faithfulness, and I'm not saying I agree with this.
Yeah, it's okay.
That we did what was asked, or we were willing to do what was asked.
So Isaac or Abraham does what's asked.
Well, I guess they both do.
They both do. Okay. Anyone else? You meant Abraham. So it's interesting. Is he a participant? Anyone else? What does this mean that in order to invoke or evoke the merit of our ancestors? Anyone else? Yeah.
Like in a business deal, you could say, let me tell you who I know. So if I'm negotiating with God this new year, I think there's an idea, at least traditionally, that we can call on the good deeds and the kindnesses and the energy that creates in the world, like a vibration, and then bring it into our own life.
So it's sort of like a business card for God, right? Like, okay, here we are. It's 5783. We're the Isaac people, okay? Yeah, we've done some heavy lifting on your behalf, God. Like we were willing to be sacrificed for you, right? And the ancestors. Notice that Rabbi Melamed doesn't say just Isaac; it says the ancestors. So the Jewish people, we've got what to remember of being sacrificed. Yeah. So maybe that's it. Donahue, I used to love that. He run around with the microphone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It says the merit of our ancestors. Is it talking about Abraham and Isaac, or just all of the rabbis and sages since then? Because if it is talking about that, then to me, as they struggled with this, so should we.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a different twist than I think we're getting, right? So we could say it's Abraham and Isaac in particular, who is sacrificed, or almost sacrificed, or maybe is sacrificed, depending on the commentary you read. And then there's then we know we've got Romans, and we've got Inquisitions, and we've got Cossacks, and we've got Holocausts, and right? So, those are also, we could say, the people who have sacrificed on God's behalf, and we have their merit. But what you're saying is really powerful, is that we didn't give up on the story. We struggle with the story, and that's the merit, which is beautiful. I love that. Shkoach. I think that's a beautiful, I like that. I'm going to steal that from you. Joe, go you. Okay, so the basic idea is that, I think the idea that he was going for was that it's Isaac's sacrifice, and we merit forgiveness. A little bit, of the guy that's covered up by the star, right? There's a little bit here of he died for our sins, right? So if we think that's a silly notion, there's a little bit of that going on here, right? Isaac is our stand-in. Okay, we're going to hold all of those ideas and look at some other texts.
Why is Isaac the stand-in any more than Abraham?
Why is Isaac? Say that again.
is Isaac the stand-in any more than Abraham?
Because he's
as
under the
sac-
knife, I think.
But Abraham is the sacrificer who's being forced into that role too.
So is he being forced? I think that's a question, right? Does he have free will here, or does he not have free will to listen to what God says?
I'm not answering that one.
Not answering that one. Okay, good. So it's interesting. So let's pick up one of the things that's really, that kind of piques our interest. Abraham says God's going to provide a lamb. Isaac's like, hey, Dad. And we're not really sure how old Isaac is. Hey, Dad. I see the knife. I see you've got a little fire kit. You put some wood on me. Where's the lamb? And Abraham's like, God will provide. Does he mean that? Let's take a look. David Kimchi, not a Korean rabbi kimchi, but this is Kimchi. Though there are Korean rabbis. You'll see in bold, the words in bold are what's called dibor hamachil, a word from before, which means anytime you see bold, it references the actual Torah text. Can somebody read that for us? Anyone? Thanks, Rachel.
I'm sorry, below the bold?
Abraham said. Just read that whole thing.
Abraham said, "My son, God will provide a lamb for a burnt offering." So they continued walking together. Abraham's reply to his son is capable of two interpretations. One interpretation would be that the word "my son" is a response to Isaac's cry or question, meaning, "I'm here, my son. God will select the lamb for the burnt offering." In other words, don't worry, God already knows who is going to be the lamb for the offering. God will put it at our disposal. The second interpretation of Abraham's answer would arrange the words as follows. God will select the lamb for the offering. Who is the lamb? It is my son. Isaac understood from this that he had been chosen to be the offering. This is why the Torah continues significantly. They continued walking together, of one mind and of one spirit.
Okay, thanks. So, wow, right? So first of all, we got a couple of possibilities. Because it says, Hine beni, Hine, behold, my son. Behold, my son. Here I am. Hineni, right? Here I am. God's going to take care of this. Don't worry about it. God's got us. We're good, right? So that's one. Another one is, Hine beni, behold, my son. Who is the lamb? Who is the sacrifice? Beni, my son. In that second interpretation, Isaac's like, cool, I'm going to be the sacrifice. That is a great thing I get to do. You're shaking your head. And then they go off together, right? And what does it mean they go off together? The Radak, Rabbi David Kimchi, says, oh, and they're of one mind. We are going to do this together. We are thrilled about this. Do you want to say why you were shaking your head? Or no? I think it's on, yeah?
I think what I'm reacting to a couple of things, but one of the things I'm reacting to is, in my mind, this has always been the story of a child.
First of all, which of those do you like better? The first one or the second?
Well, neither.
I mean, I think, I'll say I like the first one where
the first.
Abraham's like, God's going to take care of it. We're all good.
And if Abraham believes that, or is he just, mollifying his child?
Oh.
And so I guess I see this from the eyes of a parent. And I've always seen this from the eyes of a parent, not the child who's willingly making himself sacrifice, but the adult who has agreed or is willing to sacrifice his child. And I find that's a very difficult thing. And I would like to believe, I would like to interpret this that Abraham does believe God will provide and that it's not going to be his son.
Yeah, got it. Okay, going in the back. I'll come back to you. You have to sit back here.
I take a real different view. We're looking at from today's eyes of enlightenment, of the value of life. But back in biblical times and even before Mayan times, it was an honor to sacrifice your child for the greater good per se. So when we look at this, if we look at from past eyes versus modern eyes, we look at, I'm willing to give what's going to be best for mankind in the future. So is it bad either way?
Okay, so, there's always a question, does the text have a point, right? Is there a reason a text is there? And there's arguments among biblical scholars about whether you can even say that. But some people say this text has a point. It's a polemic against child sacrifice, because it will be a great honor to give up the kid, and then the angel is going to come in and say, no, right? So that's an argument that's a strong argument, yeah? I just want you to see these two texts in relationship to one another, the Malamed text and the Kimchi text, right? If Rabbi Malamed is saying the merit of our ancestors, right? They were willing, or they have been sacrificed, right? If the second interpretation that Kimchi gives us is right, that means Jews maybe historically have been willing to be sacrificed for God. How do we feel about this as on Rosh Hashanah, we're like asking for forgiveness? Knowing, especially, Kimchi is obviously pre-Inquisition, pre-Cossacks, pre-Holocaust. The idea that Jews would willingly do that, do we feel that's a good thing? Martyrdom? It's a question. No yes or no answer here. Yeah.
Well, and I'm now thinking back to what we often hear, that Isaac was actually an adult when this happened. And I'm also thinking about this as a male thing, and it reminds me of something.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be often a young man going off to war. I'm willing to sacrifice my son. Oh, my son, I'm so willing to sacrifice myself. This is not ancient. This is going on today.
Right.
This is what, the male sends the male off to go fight in an army. That's that. And I never saw the story in that way, but I never saw this Kimchi text.
Yeah, and there are poems, and I forgot who the poet is. Probably somebody smart here knows. Directly comparing sending young men off to war and children off to war to what happens. That this is a continuing, yeah. And we'll talk more about that. Elizabeth. Oh. Yeah.
So, as a mother like Rebecca, I'm appalled at this whole thing, and I think in a way it was Abraham's Yetzer Hara, and he was saved from it. But I also...
Yetzer Hara being the evil inclination.
I take the point that was made about it was a time of child sacrifice, and it was saying, no, we won't do that. And Rabbi David Zeller taught that they each made a compact before coming into this life, that Isaac made that he would play this role, which is a whole other way of looking at it.
Right.
But in terms of comically.
I mean, we have these texts in which there's other midrashim in which Isaac is totally into this, right? And in fact, he tells Abraham, tie the knots really tight, so when the knife comes at me, I can't get away, right? Because my instinct is going to be to flinch and try to get away. But don't let that happen because I want it, right? So, yowza. I'm trying to get everybody in here. Can we pass that down? And then
There's actually a different interpretation.
Please.
It's been said that this story is not about sacrifice, but about Abraham living with uncertainty. Because chapters earlier, he's told 4 times that you will be the father of many nations, and your children will be as numerous as the stars in the sky and sands on the beach. And I think what it's meant, and then the second clue is that he tells his servants, we will go up to worship and we will be returning, and that God will provide a sacrifice. I think Abraham knew all along that he would be saved by God, but he had to live with that uncertainty until the last moment.
Which is its own message for Rosh Hashanah. So let's have one more comment, and then I'm being told I have way less time than I thought I did. So I'm going to have to do some surgical cutting.
So real
here.
quick one.
No pun intended.
Like everybody else here, of course, I have been tortured by the passage all through my life. And so that second interpretation where Isaac is, part of the plan, and of course, through the ages, we don't know how old Isaac is, right? I mean,
Right. It could be a kid 37 is some people say that he's actually grown up.
Let's say that he is grown up, that he's competent to make
Some people
a decision.
say a teenager. Yeah.
Right, to participate in that. And then I think to myself, what are the moments where people have come forward to where they knew they could be hurt or killed, but there was some higher principle at place. And of course, John Lewis's name came into my head. He goes out onto the bridge. This could cost me my life. I'll probably get beaten up badly.
That's right.
And so I wonder if it couldn't have been one of those moments as I think about it, or what the meaning of it could be.
It's a really good point that you're bringing up. That we, on the one hand, we're horrified by this. That's totally legit. And then we think about. I mean, we're in Atlanta. We're in the center of Kingian nonviolence. Satyagraha, King gets it from Gandhi, and they specifically design their protests, their demonstrations, to absorb blows, right? They know it's going to happen. They dress up nice for it, right? They put on, suits, and they put on dresses, and they sit in the lunch counters, and they know they're going to suffer assault, and that is by design, right? So how does that fit into this, right? Are there some times where that's something we need to do so people can see the brokenness in the world? Now, it's very different when you're inviting the Klan or the sheriff to do this to you because you want the world to see what it looks like, and having God ask a parent to do it. So I don't want to draw that circle completely closed, but you're making a good point about, is there time for this type of, or something that feels horrifying to actually, there'll be some blessing, the possibility of blessing here. Okay, I'm going to do some radical running through this. I just want you to, there's a text here from Shnei Luchot HaBrit. This is Rabbi Isaac Halevi Horowitz, born in Prague and then ended up in Eretz Israel, Palestine. So I just want you to see the command to Abraham to offer Isaac as a sacrifice is terribly difficult to understand. On the one hand, we've got the ma'achelet, the knife is from ochel, or to eat. The knife eats, right? And there's a nice little thing here. The people of Israel feed on the merit of Abraham. Interesting, not Isaac, right? The merit also of Isaac, though, who went along cheerfully. They continued walking together. This is astounding. And Shnei Luchot HaBrit wants us to know that they tried to get out of it. When Abraham answers his son, "Where is the lamb?" This is to be understood as a prayer. Where is the lamb? Isaac is praying. And then Abraham is praying, "My son," right? Abraham is praying for a miracle. Right, so I'm not doing it justice because I'm running out of time. Let's flip the page. Can I get 10 more minutes?
Yeah, Mr. Grab, yeah.
Well, I know you want to finish, right?
Well, we have to finish before dinner.
Finish before dinner. Okay. So okay. Give me 12 minutes, really. Okay, I'll do this in 12. There's a midrash. Abraham is the son of a guy named Terach, who in the rabbinic imagination makes idols. And we know this story. It's not in the Torah. Terach's an idol maker. Abraham smashes the idols. But Abraham has a brother named Haran. Yeah? So can someone read this midrash from Genesis Rabbah? Anyone? There you go. So Terach took Abraham.
Terach took him and gave him over to Nimrod.
And I'm sorry, and Nimrod is obviously a Gentile king, because there's only like one Jew, and it's Abraham, right? And Abraham has smashed the idols. I'm sorry I didn't give you that context. So Abraham's father takes him to the authority, to the cops, and says, "This guy broke all my idols." Yeah, okay, sorry about that.
And Nimrod said to him, "Let us worship the fire. I shall therefore cast you in it, and let your God, to whom you bow, come and save you from it." Haran, Abraham's brother, was standing there. He said to himself, "What shall I do? If Abraham wins, I shall say, I am Abraham followers.
I am of Abraham's, yeah.
Followers. If Nimrod wins, I shall say, I am Nimrod's followers." When Abraham went into the furnace and survived, Haran was asked, "Whose follower are you?" And he answered, "I am Abraham's follower." So they took him and threw him into the furnace, and his innards were burned, and he died and predeceased Terach, his father. This is the meaning of the verse, Haran died in the lifetime of his father Terach.
Okay, so, what's that? Whoa, yeah, whoa. So here's this midrash, right? This is not in Torah text, I just want to be clear, right? This isn't the first time we've had this kind of, this in place of that thing, right? So Terach, first of all, the father takes Abraham, the first Hebrew, to the cops and says, deal with him. And the cops are like, well, we're going to burn you. We're going to burn you. We're going to kill you. Yeah? And Haran, the brother, Abraham's brother is watching this. Okay, which side am I on? Yeah. The side who wins, right? And so Abraham survives. It's a miracle, right? And so then Nimrod's like, okay, and what's up with you? And he's like, oh, I'm with Abraham. And like, okay, we're going to throw you in the fire. And he does not survive, right? So Abraham, according to the Midrash, has a history of, again, losing somebody. Yeah? Somebody who was taken in the service of God. Some commentators have looked at this as God's call then having Abraham deal with generational trauma, intergenerational trauma. And it's interesting, you noted that this was a male point of view, right? It was Bill, you said that? Yeah? So we'll finish off with some female interpretations, which I think are really powerful. Naomi Gretz says, God does not tell him to sacrifice the ram instead of Isaac, Tachat Beno, in place of his son. It's Abraham who sees the ram and has a click moment, a aha moment. The Hebrew hints at this magnificently by the word achar. There's another way. Abraham lifts up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thicket by its horns. Abraham makes a physical effort, vayisahu, it doesn't matter, to raise his eyes, and he sees vayar, an alternative achar. There is another way. I don't have to keep this cycle of violence going in my family. There's an out. He can truly see what is in front of him. The ram, ayel, is for him. The hinei, behold, the ram is a representative of the two mentions of hineni, here I am in the text. He was willing to slavishly follow God's demand, but Abraham now is truly here now, in this new moment of truth, as is the ram, the substitute for his sons. He says, I can stop the cycle of violence. So if we think that this, if we go with this midrash, and maybe this is the reality of just living, for the men among us, right? Who was the scholar in residence here? Joy Layden. Is Joy Layden a rabbi? Joy said one of the things we should do is talk about gender, right? If you want to be an ally to trans folks, just start talking about gender. And maybe we've got this idea of men who see violence and do violence, right? That's what we learn, We learn to be the strongest one in the room, and we want to push aside weakness because it makes us feel bad to think that we might be overpowered. And here Naomi Gretz is saying, if this is the constant challenge of being a man, look at Abraham, who actually looks up and notices a different way. Maybe he is locked into that, send my boy off to war crap, if you don't mind me saying it. You might know Rabbi Abby Chava Stein, who is the first out trans Orthodox rabbi. She talks about the Akedah in this cycle of rejection and hurt. And so if I could I get somebody to read, what if your parent rejects you? There you go.
What if your parent rejects you? Is that what God wants? Is this what we glorify? To me, that message became even more personal when I came out to my dad as a trans woman. After a lengthy conversion, is that word really supposed to be conversation?
It should be conversation.
That's an interesting slip.
Whoops. Dr. Freud, white courtesy found, Dr. Freud.
After a lengthy conversation, my dad told me, I will never be able to talk to you again. When we think there's a part of the community, maybe we need to sacrifice them for the greater good. The message is quite the opposite. We need to take care of them even more. Keep in mind that people who are way too often sacrificed by people who think they speak in the name of God. Because in the name of our own divine, we need to speak for them. Our response has to be Hineni. I'm here to speak up for you and fight for you in every way.
Okay. So there's a colloquial kind of from way of talking that this is online, you can go watch Rabbi Stein say this. So if you've ever been to Muncie or Borough Park, we think there's a part of the community, maybe we need to sacrifice them for the greater good. The message is quite the opposite. We need to take care of them even more. Keep in mind the people who are way too often sacrificed by people who think they speak in the name of God. Do they speak in the name of God? No, because in the name of our divine, we need to speak for them, and we need to say Hineni. Yeah? So that there are Isaacs all the time, right? Because we've got this cycle of toughness and physicality and aggressiveness, and masculinity has to be this way, and toughness has to be this way, and we have to, and it goes into our politics, and we have to be smart with Putin, and have to be tough, and there's only certain ways the thing, and the markets won't allow it, and the bankers won't, and it's like, wait a minute, what if there's another way? What if there's another way? What if I can stop this cycle? What if I don't have to accept the conventional wisdom? Maybe the pollsters do, and the whatever. The people who, make sneakers, they want to tough sneaker, whatever, that's, I'm not that person. I don't have to buy into this. And I look up the way Abraham looks up and says, I don't want my kid to have, see their brother go into the fire. Ironically, or sadly, we should say, Abraham's already seen his two sons. Not exactly set up for love and harmony. We'll finish with Dr. Erica Brown, a brilliant writer. Wrongdoing will always catch us up in its thorny hold. The ram's horn, the potential cry of it, the shofar, right? That's the ram's horn. It's not you knew that. Will remind us we need not be stuck in the thicket. We need not be stuck in the thicket. That's what we're listening for in that shofar. We can extricate ourselves. When God stays Abraham's hand, he was giving us the ultimate leadership lesson. While we can make sacrifices of ourselves, we can't sacrifice others for our causes. So we can decide, maybe this is worth it. I'll do this. I'll do it this way, but to say everybody else has to go along with that because that's just the way it is. We can break this cycle. We can stop this, the way it is, it has to be this way. And again, still doesn't take away that terror from Abraham holding the knife over Isaac. But can it be a wake-up call for us so we don't make any more Isaacs? King Yeratzon. Where is that? Oh, there it is.
Just take a moment to feel that in your body as we begin to move towards closing. Take a moment and think of all the positions, right? The knife holder, the sacrificer, the sacrificee. Thank you, Rabbi. Please rise, Amy Price and Oriel Kistenberg Price. And we have the Elenu, Rabbi? Yeah. You thought you were done. You have that.
We got to put the Torah back first.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we put the Torah back?
Yeah.
You're like a human watermelon. I love that. Okay. That's so good. All right. Yahalelu et Shem Adonai, ki niskav shemo levado, hodo al haaretz v'shamayim, v'yarem keren lehamo, tila lechol, I'm not tall enough, chasidav, livnei Yisrael, am kerovo. Mark, hallelujah, you are tall enough. I am not that person.
Just like Kroger for the old ladies.
That's
You get
right.
that thing on the top shelf?
Anytime you want to get things off of shelves for me, I'll feel good about that. How'd we do? Excellent.
That's it?
That's good enough. Eitz chaim hi lemachazikim ba v'tomcheha meushar deracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu And we're going to stay standing now for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shenatan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let's just say out loud some things that we want to see in the world in our relationships between people. Loving communication, honesty, peace, nonviolence, compassion, tolerance, understanding, equality, healing, bridge builders. Kakatuv b'Toratecha, and it says in the Torah, Adonai Yimloch, God will reign, leolam va'ed, forever, v'ne'amar, v'haya Adonai, Lamelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo Echad. You may be seated. You're not Marcy.
I am not.
You are not.
I am Jackie Sherman,
You are-
also a member of the board.
You are awesome,
And the
Jackie
treasurer of CBH. We are thrilled to host so many friends, both in person for the first time since 2019. Oh, it vibrates in my body. And from across the country and around the globe on Zoom to celebrate Rosh Hashanah and bring in 5783. We want to extend our heartfelt thanks to St. Bart's clergy, staff, and members for hosting us at our annual High Holidays home. We can't thank you enough for how accommodating you have been and continue to be. Thank you, Rabbi Mike, for leading your first High Holiday services with us, not even 2 months after arriving. Yay! And thank you for taking the leap and joining our beloved community. We are very grateful to call you our rabbi. Thank you to the CBH Chant Leadership Group. Rob, Rebecca, Mackenzie, Ruben, thank you so much for your role in designing and leading us today. Yeah, I started with Rob. You didn't hear me, but I said Rob, Rebecca, Mackenzie, and Ruben, looking at all of your bright faces. Thank you to the staff of CBH, to every single one of you for all the time, effort, and love you have put into supporting us. Thank you to all our volunteers, including those who helped organize, set up, clean up, greet, do security, and help feed us through the onegs and today's kiddush lunch. A special thank you to Terry Egdahl and Effie Baton for helping with the honorees. Okay, the rest I'm going to make quite short. Please join us in the social hall for kiddush lunch, and I wish you all a good lunch for those who are at home on Zoom. We still need food contributions for our Yom Kippur Break the Fast, so please sign up through the Sign Up Genius link on our website. Thank you to our flower sponsors for the High Holidays, these beautiful bouquets. To the Golson Gross Solomon families in memory of Ben Gross and Anita Golson, and to the Levin Smith family in memory of their parents, Elaine and Harold Levin and Gerda Smith. We will be back here Tuesday evening, October 4th at 8 p.m. for Kol Nidre. Please join us. If you haven't registered, please do so online. And the Zoom link will be the same as it has been these past 2 days or 3 days. There's still time to register for childcare for Yom Kippur Day. You can find all of that on the website. Let's see, food drive. We are collecting food and clothing. You can drop it off in the back of the parking lot where the tent is. There are lots of upcoming events. Please check our website. We'll be returning prayer books and picking up papers as we leave the sanctuary. And I would be remiss if I did not remind you that you can find donation cards in the handouts or a link to donate online, and that there are al-chet forms, which we ask you to fill out, consider what you want to ask for forgiveness for, and drop them off in the wicker baskets either now or when you return. L'shana tova u'mituka. May you have a good, sweet New Year.
I want to also thank John Tyler in the back for the sound, and his friend whose name I do not know, but thank you so much for being with us and running sound for us. It's Julie.
Good afternoon. I'm Julie Fishman, and I'm honored to introduce a very short introduction to the prayer for the end of hiding, and very appropriate to our conversation we had in Torah study toward the end. When I found out that I was pregnant with my first child in 2003, we decided to find out the sex of the child. When we found out that I was having a boy, I remember thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do with a boy. I felt like I didn't have a great frame of reference for raising boys, but also didn't want to get too stuck into any one version of what a boy is or what a girl is. Fast forward about 15 to 16 years, including bringing another beautiful child into the world in 2010, and my older child came out as trans. The process of coming out of hiding and into her own self as a person has been a long road, and we're still on that journey. For me, as a parent of a trans kid, I wanted to make sure that my daughter was comfortable with how this was being revealed, and also at certain points I felt it was her news to share and not mine. I've seen some people make a big announcement of this news about their child, and others just gradually revealing it by posting pictures and referring to a new name. I guess I've been somewhere in the middle. My child is now more comfortable with her picture being taken and is going out in the world much more, but it took some time to get here. As I think about the prayer for the end of hiding, and the line asking that our hiding come to an end, I reflect on the fact that the hiding can take many forms, and there are impacts on people beyond the one in hiding. Also, coming out of hiding is not a singular event in most cases. It is a process. It is a privilege to witness another person's coming into their own true self. Let us celebrate those who have been able to take such steps and hold those who are about to walk that path in our hearts. Let's join together in the prayer for the end of hiding. It's on your purple sheets. As LGBTQ Jews, we are aware of the loss of integrity we suffer due to pressures of the larger society. We often feel forced into a dishonest presentation of ourselves to ourselves and others. The LGBTQ individuals who feel they must pretend to be something that they are not, the Jews who feel they must be alienated from their tradition and community to win larger acceptance. Both are victims of a theft of identity and integrity committed by the sexual, gender-identifying, or religious majority. Creator of the universe, we ask that our hiding draw to an end, that we no longer feel we have to pretend, to promise falsely, to renounce ourselves, and that our fullest creative expression as Jews and as lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual, and queer people be among the blessings you bestow upon us. Amen.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Yeshua.
So as we move toward the conclusion of our service, I'm going to bring in, as this is a chant service, a beautiful Cottish chant as an alternative to our traditional Cottish. And this chant was written by Garin. If folks would like to stand, please do. And please go ahead and say the names for whom you are observing.
So we rise in solidarity. So we go ahead.
If folks would like to rise in solidarity, please do. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal Shmei, Shmei, Shmei deKudesha Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ishtabar, ve'it pa'ar, ve'it romam, ve'it naseh, ve'it hadar, ve'it aleh, ve'it alal, shmei, shmei, shmei de kudesha brihu.
May we hold them close in their hearts, and may their memories be of blessing for this day and for all days. We invite you to come close and wrap yourselves in the community of Talitot as we conclude our service with Oseh Shalom. Thank you so much for joining us today. What a gift to be here singing and chanting and loving in community with you all.
Shana Tova all. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yotzvei Tevel, Ve'imru, Imru, Amen. Hey! Shana Tova all.
Been loving this bit of rainbowness.
I know, the rainbow's the best.
Fashionable Judaica.
Fashionable Judaica. I noticed it while we were sitting down.
That's really funny.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, look at that.
Oh wow.
That is amazing. Wow, it's
So
like a
pretty.
butterfly.
And look down here on the floor.
Oh, I can't see. I'm in the way.
Wow.
That's incredible.